Hello, it's us.
Plural. In the
Hi,
same
everyone.
clothes.
Welcome to 6 Months 4. I'm Kiara. That's
I'm
Reilee.
Riley. What's up?
And this is 6 Months 4. We're so happy you're here listening. Thank you for tuning in. How are you?
Whew, I am good. I uh am recovering from a cut that's been happening. We just talked about it. I have a lot of fries that I made, so I cut myself on the mandolin kind of. But it's okay. A mandolin is a scary thing.
I don't even know what that is.
That's like the cutter that like sits like this and you like
Oh, and you just
slice it. Like you
OMG,
run
y'all
it
have
like
one of
that.
those?
Yeah.
It's giving deli.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow.
But the fries that we make, well, I've never made fries this way before in bulk, so I'm excited to fry them up.
Work. Okay, period. Yeah, I'm excited to eat after this. We are wearing the same clothes because we are recording 2 episodes at once. Get over it.
Yeah, it's not the first time that this has happened, but it's the first time that y'all know about
We're
it.
chilling it.
So,
um, I'm wearing sunglasses. It's different now. See, everyone?
yeah, period. My hat is maybe in a different place a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Anyway. Okay.
Speaking of cooking things in the kitchen, I'd like to get into Diva Debrief because my diva has been literally cooking bitches since the 80s. And I wanted to take this time to start a campaign. And this campaign is called the Stop Comparing Janet Jackson to Other Bitches campaign.
Period.
And hopefully by the end of this few minute segment, we will all be on board with the Stop Comparing Janet Jackson to These Other Bitches campaign. Okay. Janet Jackson, because what?
No, I'm just saying because what? Like, why? Are
Like
we, why are we doing that?
she's the one.
And by other bitches, we also mean her brother, Michael.
We mean anybody else. We mean any. I mean anybody else.
Period.
Anybody else.
Yeah.
So Janet Jackson, for those who are born maybe literally in the year 2024, um, Janet Jackson is the princess of the Jackson dynasty. Jackson dynasty being the Jackson Five, and then those who are not in the Jackson Five, such as Rebe and Latoya, who, they all have their albums, they all have done their things. But being the youngest, it comes with a certain amount of pressure. Being the youngest, especially in a successful family like this, there comes a time where it's like, okay, bitch, you're gonna have to show us why you're a motherfucking Jackson. You're gonna have to show us why you do this shit. So Janet Jackson was a child star. She was in a TV show before she began her recording career, her music career. Oh, excuse me, her music recording career in 1981 with her titular self-titled album Janet Jackson. This album, along with her next album Dream Street in 1984, neither of those did well. Neither of those have really big hits that are widely recognized. Although I will say I have listened to them maybe years ago. They're decent listens, but they're not really distinguishable from a lot of things that were released in that time.
Yeah. But there are
So
some good songs. I
her
have also
first two,
listened to it.
oh, say it again.
So there are some good songs. I've listened to them as well.
Yeah,
And
no, absolutely. They're totally good songs. They're decent albums.
yeah.
She was under, I believe she was still under with her first two albums. She was under Joe Jackson's direction and uh managerial influence, I guess. So Joe Jackson was her manager still. So then 1986 rolls around. Like I said, Prince was on his second movie. Madonna's pissing everywhere. She is running shit at the moment in terms of the girls. I believe Whitney is also, she definitely is shifting shit around for sure.
Madonna's for the whites,
Um
Whitney's for the blacks.
exactly, but the girls are out to play. The girl, like the actual real girls, Aretha's still on the charts at this point. Like the girls are still out to play. The divas are still here. And Janet says, "You know what? Move over, father. You Jackson 5 was great. What you did with Michael Jackson's my brother's earlier career was great. But this is a story about control. My control.
Yeah.
Baby, not only control of what I say, but also control of what I do. And honey, this time I'm going to do it my way. Girl, I hope you're ready because I am." What she saying? Like that the whole I'm basically saying in 1986, she dropped control and then everything was changed forever.
Everything
And
shifted,
this is
motherfuckers.
the first album that did this, that she released. So we have Control, we have Nasty, we have What Have You Done For Me Lately, we have the Pleasure Principle, we have Let's Wait a While, Funny How Time Flies. All of these songs on the same album,
Back to back to back to back to back back. Bangers.
back to back. I believe like 5 of these songs went number one. Not a chart hit like the girls on the internet are, but
At that time, that meant
five
a
of
lot.
these songs. Baby, y'all were going to the store. Not only were you buying the song, not the actual song, but you were buying the album that the song was on, and you actually were going somewhere to fucking do it.
Literally. Cash.
Money, dollars for
Dollars make you
music.
holler. Like that actually,
Okay,
you weren't just sitting there and putting your song on loop to make your fave go number one
exactly. You weren't arguing about it on Twitter. You were arguing about it with
at the
people in real
fucking
life.
store.
But you had that shit in your fucking Sony Walkman or whatever the fuck.
Hmm.
Your actual record player.
Hmm. You were
So
actually listening. Anyway. Um,
1986, one of Janet Jackson's most critically acclaimed albums. It is one of her best albums. This is
yes.
when she starts her relationship with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who, for those who don't know, hit making factory literally in their own right. They could have their own DVD brief, but
Yeah.
that's a different thing. Just know certified hit makers. Follows it, Rhythm Nation, baby. We it, Rhythm Nation. Miss You
That could be its
Much.
own thing.
Love Will Never Do. All right. We Let's talk about All Right. We're here at Rhythm Nation. Let's talk about how All Right alone today, Victoria Monet, the girls, All Right, literally the music video, All Right, that's literally a direct inspiration, not interpolation, but direct reference.
Hmm.
This album was released in 1989.
Like
This is her fourth studio album.
for really second.
Second one that of people believe the second phase of her career, the second of her second phase of her career, so to speak. She takes a little break. She says, "Enough with the hits. Okay, I'm gonna give you girls.
I'm
I'm
over
gonna
it.
give you girls a little break. I'm gonna give you girls a little break. It's the '90s. We're gonna
I'm gonna
see
take
what
my foot off your
changes."
neck. I'm gonna let Mariah. I'm gonna let Mariah own the '90s.
Exactly. She's going to grace this. She's gonna grace open it up for us. At this point, we get to not Janet Jackson, but Janet.
She said, "I don't give a fuck about the name." So
This is when it's no longer let's wait a while. This is no longer someday is tonight, where it's like implied sensuality or implied sex. This is where we say, "Oh no, baby, pull that dick out. We're fucking." That's the way love
There
goes.
is no one that likes to fuck more than Janet Jackson.
This is where we get sexy Janet.
That woman is
And
horny.
I have to explain something. Nobody, and I believe this, nobody does a sexy song like Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Like she
She's
is the
number one
queen of
horny.
like a uh, throb is
Girl,
on this.
I was just about to say it.
Throb.
Throb,
Have
case
we?
in point. She was moaning on the track. She had the microphone on her pussy and just was moaning.
Like literally, in the song,
Like
I
girl,
can feel you throbbing.
DJ made me wet.
DJ, make me wet. Now
Y'all
we
are
haven't
doing
even
that.
gotten. Before we get too far in, I do want to say, addition to the sex, and also in the past two albums, she did, especially on Rhythm Nation, she was like, okay, the racism, the bigotry, all that shit, we gotta go.
Yeah.
She did have a moment where she got you girls together, and she has some on this album where she's getting you girls together, letting y'all know what the fuck is up. But this is the introduction of sex Janet. This is the Janet that
She is an adult. She can do whatever the fuck she wants.
she is grown, she's married. Her titties are literally out on like on
Rolling
Rolling Stone.
Stone. Iconic.
Um
That is, like we said, iconic is played out, but that is iconic.
I was gonna say, you this is literally iconic, like in the most literal definition of the word. If you take what iconic means,
That is such
this
a
photo.
recognizable photo moment thing. And yeah, well, I'm just gonna leave that
Come
there.
on
Yeah,
now. Come on now. So then, once again, Janet, 1993, excellent album. Excellent album. Anytime, any place. I'm sorry. We have to talk about anytime, any place.
we do have to talk about that. Yeah, that song is so birth. Oh my god.
This is a woman who, in this is 86, in less than 10 years, punched you bitches dead in your shit 3 times and said, bitch, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Three bodies of work. 3 bodies of work, not 3 hit singles, not three
Album
good
solo.
music videos, because girl, I can't even handle talking about the music videos right now.
No, that's a whole nother thing.
Literally, like
Get
that's
into
like
it.
a
Get into
Patreon
it.
episode or something. Like there's no
We can
like
have a part two, sure.
anyway. Less than 10 years, 3 different distinct bodies of works. Her evolution as like a growth as a woman, as an artist, all displayed. And then we get to the Velvet Rope.
Baby.
Girl, girl, your coochie gonna swell up and fall apart. What are you doing with that other hand? This is, if you have not read anything about any of your faves, this is your favorite artist's favorite album.
Deadass. In the
This
most literal sense of the word. Like of the phrase.
like actually like if your fave has not said nothing about the Velvet Rope, they really not about shit.
No, like Tinashe, Beyonce, Britney Spears, um,
Kalila.
Kalila, shit, Kendrick Lamar.
Like I believe the 2 biggest hits from this album are I Get Lonely and then Together Again, which I feel like the girls don't talk about Together Again enough as like a beautiful like gay anthem.
I
Like
agree.
literal like
I don't hear it during Pride enough.
yeah, like that is a pride song down.
There
But
are times when I look Literally, she's on my wall. She's right there. You can't really see her, but
Like, come on now.
from I Have It Together
But
Again, like single to CD.
yes,
That
like
song actually it makes me cry. Like I can't.
it's a beautiful song.
That song is made about her friends who passed away because of AIDS in the 80s, and she dreams about being together again with them. Quite simple.
Exactly. And like we have to remember the reason why a lot of this shit that we're so nostalgic for, especially when it comes to the 80s and the 90s, which basically, everything repeats in like 20 years. So like we're still kind of at the tail end of that phase. Um that is because of how many queer people were contributing to culture
Hmm.
back then, and
Unprecedented.
how much and I think that we really haven't even come to terms truly with how much we lost with the AIDS epidemic, and how it took over and it took so much culture away. You know what I'm saying? So, really beautiful song, but like as an album, once again, womanhood. This is this is somebody talking about bisexual. She talking about she talking about getting her pussy ate by a girl. On the phone like she's on
Like,
the phone. She talking about I feel alone, bitch. This shit sucks. I don't know. I'm empty inside. This I don't know what to do. I don't like. I'm struggling to feel special. I'm also trying to fuck. I'm also horny.
so she samples Big Yellow Taxi.
That no, I could do. I the Joni Mitchell debrief
No,
for
because
Black
we could
Beach.
go there.
Um, that's different. Look, that's but the Velvet Rope is because we have to move on. The
Yeah.
Velvet Rope is considered, I believe, by most people her magnum opus. It is not necessarily my favorite Janet Jackson album,
Yeah.
but it is one of her best, one of her most influential. If you were to listen to this album, you would hear echoes of literally almost every female artist who has debuted after. And that's just tea.
And that's just tea. She invented whisper singing, bitch. All your faves that don't like to, project, there are Janet sons. Period.
I've worked my whole life to put the P in perfection, and you've worked 15 minutes and haven't even put the P in pitch. Those are for the girls. Those truly are for the girls. If you know, you know. That's if you know, you know. So now, 2001, we're going to All For You.
Uh, uh.
All my girls in the party. Look at that body. Shaking that thing like you never did see. Got a nice package. All right.
I guess I'm
Guess
gonna
I'm
have
gonna
to
have
write
to
it
write it.
tonight.
I guess I'm gonna have to write it tonight.
I wasn't even planning on doing it to y'all, but I guess I'm gonna have to write it. Damn.
I literally guess that package. I got a nice package, so I
She said
guess.
all girls. She said, "Oh my god." She said, "Girls." She said, "Hey, y'all see what I'm seeing? Because baby, this is all for you."
Yes. Now, if
Uh,
we are
That's summertime in a song.
like this between this and Someone to Call My Lover,
The thing is, we could be here all day.
we literally could be here all day, and we're not even we're halfway done.
Like
Like
she had so many
this,
albums.
girl, would you mind the most freaky deaky song I've ever,
Freaky Deaky is this woman's middle name.
baby?
She loves sex. Like I don't know a person that loves sex more than Janet Jackson.
Also, consent. Hello, would you
Hello,
mind? Would you mind?
what do you mind? She said consent is
I
sexy.
I bet you wouldn't, because
I
she's
bet you wouldn't,
fucking
but I'm
Janet
still gonna
Jackson.
ask.
Doesn't really matter because okay. Demita Joe,
Baby.
Demita Joe. We are now like this is the period in Janet Jackson's career where she was the people at this point convinced themselves that they were tired of the sex. This is, I believe, the era. I think a couple of singles. If I'm not mistaken, I believe a couple of singles from this album were released before the Super Bowl incident, which
Jesus Christ. I forgot all about that.
this and that's the thing. White America has not. I believe Janet Jackson to this day is the only person who is like banned from
Hmm.
performing at the Super Bowl.
I think so too.
And I'm like, it is to me. I understand
It's
that
been
like
20
the
years.
NSYNC JT train was crazy in like the early 2000s, like especially, but like it's crazy to me that like they would even be on the same stage because I'm like, girl, you're Janet Jackson.
Yeah. Also, it's crazy to
You're
me that everyone wasn't mad at him because he's the one that ripped it off. But anyway,
this is just literally in the era of just JT being terrible to every woman he came across. So like,
yeah.
come
And
on
then
now.
him getting away with it
But this album has some amazing songs. I love R&B Junkie. I love
all
Island
night.
Life. All night.
Don't stop, shake it like a bit of the bass line of that fucking song. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
And we're in 2004.
me? This is
Right.
20 years
We're
ago.
in 2000. This is 2004.
20 years ago.
Some of you girls haven't even gotten like some of you girls that started in like 2017, 2018,
Right. Um,
2010, 20. You know what I'm saying? This is
2007,
m-
even.
mother.
Yeah. Wait, you have seen her live?
I have,
Okay,
yes.
me too.
She came to Little Rock at the
Word.
Simmons Bank Arena. I still call it the All Hill Arena sometimes, but
Me too, girl. Verizon, please. But I saw her at MSG. Incredible, 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 incredible. She's coming back. I was like, damn, shit, I might go again.
baby, the mover,
Nuh-uh.
the
We
dancer,
didn't even get into the dancing. We literally
lines.
didn't even get
I,
into the
I,
dancing.
because, like I said, the music videos,
She
every hit, almost probably every song that we mentioned so far, probably got a music video where she's probably dancing down in it, and her body's
T
definitely amazing.
baby.
And
Britney Spears said, "I want that." That's
she
who I
said,
want.
"Copy paste."
Yeah, she literally did. And it's really no shade. Obviously, that's Britney Jean, please. But it's
I
like
mean,
she would even say it too. Like she said it before many times. Like Janet and Mariah were her inspirations. Mariah with, I think, just the voice, and Janet with everything else. Because Mariah ain't
the
dancing.
hair, the the hair,
The
the
hairography, the
we
twirling.
get to 20-year-old. Now, to me, I love this album. To me, like to me, this album is almost like in two parts. Like the first half of it is like the hit. It's like front loaded to me, and then it kind of slows down towards the
Hold on.
end.
So she was only 20 years old?
No, so this is 20. She called this 20-year-old because I believe she was 20 when Control was released, and this 2006 is 20 years into her
Oh,
career. So she was like, I've
okay.
talked. She's literally on the first song. She's like, I talked a lot. I've talked about a lot over my 20 years. I've talked about sex, single motherhood, da 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 da. This time, I just want to have fun. Let's just have fun. And baby,
Hmm.
she starts off this song with fucking Kaya, which the girls apparently were reading her for that at the time, which is
I'm like, why
crazy
is Kaya
because,
getting so much shit right now? I don't understand it.
well, Kaya, I don't know. Kaya is Kaya is who Kaya is, and I think that her music is great. Excuse me. I think her music is great, and that's what I'll say. I think her
Okay,
music is
great.
great.
I haven't heard this album. So my truth is, I think like everything past Demita Joe, I'm not as familiar. Except I know feedback, obviously. Um,
Slay.
yeah. But that's
So
just my
to
truth.
me, this album, up until honestly Enjoy, is like flawless. The last three songs are kind of give or take to me, But like this is just like a fun album. It's not necessarily. I feel like she turned down the explicit dial, especially after the Super Bowl incident or whatever, which still is annoying. But then we get to Discipline, which, like you said, strum me like a guitar, blow up my amplifier.
Something heavy like a first day period.
Cut, like literally stop playing. Rock with you.
Oh yeah, another one.
Strapless make everything sexy.
Oh, and wait, we skipped. Oh wait, no, we didn't. Why does Apple Music? Oh, I guess she released a deluxe edition last year because now it's like Discipline is above Unbreakable, which like
I'm screaming no.
isn't true. But
No, not at
anyway,
all.
like what?
Rock with you, amazing. Discipline, the actual song, Discipline, so sexy, so good. And then, of course, she takes a long break and comes back with Unbreakable, which is, good. Of course, it's to me, it does not.
We ain't gonna get no sleep. That's
Period.
what I know.
S- See, but the thing is, even though it's not necessarily my favorite Janet Jackson album, there are still excellent songs on there to
Right.
me. To me, when I remember when I listened to this when it came out because it was like the first Janet album I listened to as it came out. Um, and I remember she sounds a lot like Michael on this album. Like she sounds like Michael Jackson on this album. It's kind of not scary, but it's strange. Well, they're obviously related, so they're gonna sound similar. But
Mhm. Hmm.
it's like you close your eyes and it's like some of this sounds kind of like Michael Jackson.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Scream.
Oh,
One of the best duets of all time. Argue
baby,
with the Wall.
stop fucking with me.
They were over it. They were two people that were pissed.
It's on the TV. On the TV.
We have to do that for Halloween.
Oh my god, the
Yeah.
yeah
The outfit,
yeah
everything.
no down
That would be amazing. Oh my God.
down. So for those who don't know, basically, I started this with a campaign. I'm going to close it and round it out by
Mhm.
reminding you all, Janet Jackson is literally not like none of these other bitches.
Period.
Janet Jackson has out albumed, out singled, out music videoed, out toured, out performed, out influenced, out bodied any of anybody else you could possibly think of. Like Janet Jackson is the queen of pop.
Period. And she loves an interlude. I love that about her.
She
One thing
loves an
about her,
interlude.
she gonna talk on the damn track.
So I want to let you girls know, I want us all to stop comparing Janet Jackson to these other bitches.
Actually, I would like Janet to be in the conversation a little bit more. Not necessarily comparing, but like I feel like it's always people. I just feel like across the board, black, white, whatever. I feel like her artistry and her entire career does not come up in a lot of conversations in terms of like grades.
I feel like a lot of that is because
The Super Bowl.
she is overshadowed by her older brother and
Mm.
everything that came along with that. When if you go hit for hit, I'll say this: you take out the Jackson 5 hits, maybe throw them in. I don't even know. You go hit for hit, Janet Jackson is coming out on top. If we're going Michael v. Janet,
And that's the
Janet's
thing.
coming out on top.
I prefer her music way more. And it's really no shade. Like I was actually like really angry because I felt like I was only hearing Michael Jackson songs and no Janet Jackson. So I was like very anti Michael Jackson for a few years. I'm kind of done with that now. I think I can recognize, he's who he is. But yeah, just don't forget about Janet, y'all. She's the mother of all mothers.
Yeah.
She birthed your fave.
And yeah, and she's not anybody's contemporary. She is not anyone's peer.
Mm-mm.
She is
Singular.
there are the pop girls and then there's Janet Jackson. And that's what if you leave this episode learning nothing else, please know Janet Jackson is not one of them girls. Let's stop comparing her to these other bitches.
Okay, great. I feel like they get it. They should at least. So now we're gonna move on to our segment, six songs for. And this episode is six songs for the light fixture section at Home Depot. I am so excited for this episode. And we're just gonna jump right in. So my first song, and I'm getting my notes together because I wrote notes this time because I have a lot to say. I feel like the light fixture section of Home Depot makes me, for some reason, pretty nostalgic. It just makes me like, I don't know why. It makes me feel hopeful, but also like a little depressed and sad, but also like reflecting, maybe literally because it's light. And lights are also, they can mean a lot of things. Street lights illuminate, streets can be very like scary situation. Um, we have bedroom lights, overhead lights, all types of lights. So all of these lights can symbolize different things. All of this to say, my first song is Green Light by Lorde, because this song is about Lorde going through a breakup, and it's basically like a traffic light metaphor. And so she's waiting for the green light so she can move on from her ex-boyfriend. And as someone who was going through a breakup when this happened, I have a personal, very, very personal appreciation for this song. I have a memory of me I have a memory of me listening to this song on loop on the way to we might bleep it out, but Armadillo Rodeo, and just like sobbing. And I was just like sobbing, and I just couldn't. I was like, I understand her. And but also sonically, it feels like bouncy and like dreamy and like mystical in a way that, like, if I was in a Home Depot light fixture section, like, I think if I was listening to this song, it would bring me to tears.
Word. I agree. Honestly, the light fixture section of Home Depot, it does it's a weird place because it does evoke so many weird emotions. That's so weird.
It's very like it's
Um,
bizarre, and I'm glad
I
this is
love
a
that song.
shared experience.
I love that particular song. Also, I don't have any special connection to it, but I do like that song.
That song is interesting because I when doing the research for the song, the piano part of the dun, 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 it's inspired by Florence and the Machine,
Makes sense.
which makes sense, but I didn't
I
know
could
that.
totally hear that.
Yeah, she went to a Florence and the Machine concert and was like, "Wow, the piano is a big part of like her song."
Ain't she from New Zealand? New Zealand?
I don't think so. I think she's British, or Lord, or Florence and the
Okay.
Machine.
No, I thought Florence also was
Oh no, I
from.
don't think she's from New Zealand.
Okay, word.
I love Florence and the Machine. That we can have a DVD for her. That's one of my mother's. But that made me very happy, as I said, because I'm a Florence and the Machine stan. And apparently she told that to Tavi Givenson, who I just know from being on Gossip Girl reboot, but apparently she's been around for a while. I don't really know who this girl is, but shout out to you, I guess. But basically Lorde felt like there was like a bunch of like calm songs on the radio. So when this came out, it was like 2017. So I guess before that, probably like 2014, 15. I don't know if I agree. I don't know what radio station she was listening to, but that's what she felt like.
But she
And
also said she'll never be a royal, so who knows what she was doing.
that's tea. Um, and so right. Uh quote, she said to, I'm pretty sure she said it to Tabby as well. Quote, swirling there, this song is a swirling combo of high school and recent and private and public memories helped to make the title represent a green traffic light. So although you probably won't find a green traffic light in the light fixture section of Home Depot, but lights. But Jack Antonoff played the piano, and a lot of people are like shitting on him. I'm not. I'm sorry. I think for like any producer, he has recognizable little tells and songs, but like I think the just general overall hate of him is kind of tired. Like, I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, from what I know of Jack Antonoff stuff, I don't dislike any of his stuff. I don't think that the people that he mainly produces for are people that I listen to consistently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that he produced Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey, right? I'm sure that
Girl,
was
I
like
don't know.
the Jack Antonoff Lana album.
Girl, I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure that was like the first
I
of
don't.
the Jack
Lana is a
Antonoff
blind spot
Lana
for me.
things. That is the only Lana album that I ever have listened to that caught me at a very strange time in my life. Um, I don't really know any other productions of his off the top of his head, but if I think of what like a Jack Antonoff sound is, I don't think that I dislike it.
And he didn't produce. At least he didn't produce the whole thing because Cruel World is not.
Let me look through his credits. Let's see, because I think he had another band called Bleachers, right?
Yeah, and he was in Fun.
He was in Fun. Oh my fucking
Yeah,
god. Okay, word.
yeah.
I loved Fun,
No, Fun was sickening. I'm sorry.
baby. Fun was
Because some
awesome.
nights I
Like that
stay up
album was great.
twisting in my bad luck.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of Taylor Swift.
Well, yeah, they're
Okay, I
like
did know
joined at
that.
the hip. Oh yeah, they're like joined at the hip
I
now.
mean, I'm sure her stuff is well produced. I'm certain.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Lots of people. It's produced enough for people to be listening to it.
He's been working with Taylor since like 1989,
Okay.
and I think that's where a lot of
Is
the
that Blank Space?
yeah. I think a
Okay.
lot of the angst around him is like he's been working with her for so long that like her music just sounds like his music now, which I do agree. Like I think they need to stop working together for a little bit, and she needs to grow a lot as an artist. But that's a whole different conversation. Um,
Well, yeah, but that's with any producer combo. When people think of Khalees's music, they think of what the Neptune sounds like. That like that's just a definitive sort of thing.
mhm. So yeah,
But when people
yeah. But people have really been hating on him, and it's like so. Like for example, please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter. People loved that song, and then I literally
I haven't
saw
heard that one yet.
it's cute. Um, but I like that song, and I saw people in real time changing their opinion once they figured out that Jack Antonoff produced it, and I'm like, well, you just liked the song, like I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, that's my first song, and I love the song. Like it was a big leap for her. She says it herself. It was a strange song, and like there's a misquote of like Max Martin not understanding the song because it's like structurally not like standard, but that actually was he said that about Royals, not this song. Um but I think that it's a perfect song for the light picture section of Home Depot.
All right. So my second song, or excuse me, my first song that I'm presenting is actually the second song that I was based on lights. I'm going to literally follow your lead. So my second song is "Light Me Up" by Raven Lene.
Ooh.
Um,
Yeah.
for the same reason, like part of my criteria for songs while I was choosing these is like I wanted it to be like a very sort of, if like a twinkling light were to make a sound, what
Mhm.
sort of sound would it make?
Mhm.
And it would also, and sort of the sounds that I believe that a light would make are all sort of in
Yeah.
the backgrounds of these songs. So
That's also what I thought about, like
yeah,
what a light would sound like.
it's also literally like the intro is like sort of the do do do, like that sort of synthesizer. I'm not sure if that's a guitar or if that's a synth. That might be a guitar because it's Steve Lacy. but
Right.
that gives me very light. But also the feeling of this song, it feels sexy, but it feels like there's some sort of weight behind it. It feels like there's some sort of it's sadness. I don't know what it is, but it feels like there's some sort of it's a
I
very, I feel,
understand what you mean.
complex song.
There's
Um
some, yeah, I would say sadness. I don't really know what
there
else.
there's some sort of there's a really special feeling behind the song that I feel like echoes the special feeling of the Home Depot lighting section, because
Right.
that it's sort of like an unexplainable thing. Raven Lene has like literally, I say this all the time about her, but like literally like a Disney princess voice, Snow White, like Snow White with this apple twirling around in this dress. Like if
Yeah.
Raven Lene were to be in the forest and start singing, like the birds would come to her and like all stop and sit and listen. Like that is like the voice that she has. I have had the absolute honor and pleasure of seeing Raven Lene live, and
Me too.
the mic is on.
The mic is on.
The mic is on.
The mic is on.
The band, the live arrangements, like all of her songs, translate really well live, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't necessarily do, or I won't say no, not necessarily do. I will say a lot of people don't take into consideration is that how much differently, if at all, is this song going to be fleshed out live on stage. And from the show that I saw her in Chicago, and from the show that I saw, it was like super, like she can get like funky, she can get
Mhm.
like
Very funky. Yeah.
grimy and dirty a little bit, like
Hmm.
even because like she can handle like I'm talking about like a band that really sort of turns it on.
Hmm.
So she's an excellent vocalist. I love all of her music, but Light Me Up, because quite literally
Yeah.
light, but also it sort of echoes the feeling I feel. So that's my first song.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but this wasn't only her song, but also Venom would have been good. Why do you hear me so? Just like the instrumental. Anyway. Um so I love Raven Lene. Get into it. I can't wait for her new album.
Yeah, the fact that she hasn't even at the time of filming, she hasn't even dropped her album yet. Like, and this year really has been chock full of the girls releasing good music. Like we've been fed this year.
We really have been fed. I am beyond full. I can't wait. Okay, great. So ironically, speaking of being fed, the fan base of this artist is starving. Um
Oh, is it
um
Rihanna?
no, it's not Rihanna. But
Okay.
they're starving as well. Um
Girl, they dead already. They
no
they
girl,
have
but this
died of starvation.
these fans, they've been dead. So my second song is Lost in My Bedroom by Sky Ferreira.
Oh God,
These fans are bones. Cindy's that's bones.
Cindy, that's bones.
Cause
This is skin.
like the worms have decomposed the bodies, Lil Mama. Like it's over.
I'm screaming.
So if you don't know, Sky Ferreira was a early, I'd say mid 2000s darling. Came out with her EP Ghost, which this song is on, and then she released her debut album My Time, Nighttime My Time, and then she was quite literally just gone.
Ghost.
She had a second album called Masochism
But
that, what'd you say?
I said ghost because
Yeah.
her EP was named Ghost.
And like a ghost, she was gone. Like she had the second album, Masochism, that I apparently leaked, but like her album just like her label will not let her release it for some reason, and she like has said like every year since probably like 2015 or something that like it's coming out, and then it never comes out. And then she did release a single, Don't Forget, and then I guess she forgot because she didn't release any more music. So But it's not her fault. It's her label allegedly. But anyways, back to this song. So echoing the kind of
Is she
sadness to the
signed to
song.
RCA?
I don't think so. I think it's Capital.
Okay, seems like the girls struggle on RCA, but
I know
we
it's
don't know.
Capitol Records actually, which is like annoying. But free my girl, free Sky Ferreira. But anyways, so I've actually seen her live though. It's so she's like the Lauren. She's like the white Lauren Hill. She's only toured off. She's toured off one album.
Girl, she touring off one album.
She's toured off an
Period.
EP and one album, baby. And
Is
and and
she? Can she even sing? Can she even legally sing the album? Because I don't think
what did
Lauryn Hill can like legally sing the album the way that it was. Have you
really?
not? Have you not seen that? No. So like,
No.
I feel like a lot of recently, within maybe the past year, maybe I feel like a lot of people have been like Lauryn Hill. You go to her concert and none of the songs are the same. So like, she'll start singing X Factor, but it'll be like over a lead. As I understand it, it'll be like over a completely different instrumental, and then she'll like improvise maybe a different melody or like start scatting or something. And I believe it's because like there is some like legal situation where she
Hmm.
cannot perform like the album as intended. That might be
No.
literally all a complete lie that I've made up, but
Oh my god.
I believe that that's true. I don't know.
No, I don't, I
I'm
don't think that's the case for Sky Ferreira because the song sounds. And the gag is she sounded amazing.
period.
The fog was on. Could barely see the girl, but I could tell that mic was on. Anyway,
The
but for
mic
this
is
song
on.
specifically, um, she, I like this song because it's very like dreamy and it makes me. It just sounds so Tumblr, like angsty and like you're crystal clear. It's just amazing. But I think it's interesting because she says, quote, it's just what I imagined. And I think that can be taken to one of two ways. Like, well, but let me explain the song first. Basically, she's saying, am I lost in my bedroom again? It's just what I imagined. Lost in my bedroom, it's just what I imagined. So I think it's like missing someone, whatever. So it's like either it's just what he imagined, like you're a figment of her imagination, or she imagined like your love. She imagined some like your love that she thought that she had was just a figment of her imagination. I think it's you can take it one of two ways. And I think I like this song a lot because it's produced by Ariel Rishashide. I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. But he's collaborated
I
with
believe I can see it in my head.
yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Ariel Rishashide girl Rishashide, whatever. Daniel Himes' ex-boyfriend. They broke up, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know they were together. So God bless them.
Girl, what do you mean? Something to tell you is literally about him. He's the person she has something to tell.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he had cancer and was stressing her out, and so they broke up, and then they got back together.
Works is. Honestly,
Girl, the Heim DVD brief. Anyways, so yeah, Ariel Reshashide, he's produced a lot of my favorite songs. He's been working with oh my god, with Vampire Weekend. Oh my god, how did I forget? A lot recently. And he produced like a bunch of songs on this EP. And just like he's a great producer, for better or for worse. Like I don't know what went down with him and Danielle because ultimately Danielle comes first, but until we get the details, I like him.
period.
But yeah, I feel like if you know this song, you'll understand. Do you know this song?
I don't know this song, actually. I'm
Hmm.
not really familiar with any Sky Ferreira song other than the title of one of her songs, which everything is embarrassing, which I
Mm-hmm.
agree with.
Yes.
Everything is embarrassing. But I have not heard the song that is titled after.
You know what's
But
funny? I
I do
actually
agree
think you
with
would
that
really
statement.
like it. I think you would like it. I
I
actually feel like
probably would.
you would actually. What's funny is I'm surprised because I was also late to Sky Ferreira. I didn't really know anything about her or listen to. No, that's not true. I knew who she was in the cultural zeitgeist. I just didn't, and I knew she like had an album that like wasn't coming out, but like I hadn't listened to her songs. And maybe I had, but I just forgot. But actually that's not true. I do remember listening to Everything Is Embarrassing in middle school. That's not true. Long story short, I wasn't like a stan. So because I didn't listen to my time until like a few years ago. Because I heard what was it? I think it was Nobody Asked Me If I Was Okay in a furniture store. And I was like, who is this white bitch screaming? And I Shazammed it and it was Sky Ferreira. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna listen to her album now because I was like, it was eating. But what's funny about Sky Ferreira is that her mother was a maid for Michael Jackson. Hmm. So she like grew up around them. And I assume that's how she got her, connections in the music industry. But
Like
she
MJ Doctor, they killing me.
oh my god.
Propofol. I
I
know they
know
hope I
they
fall,
feel
but tell them winning is my motherfucking
fucking
protocol.
cool.
Cause
Cause
I
I
score before I ever throw the ball. These bitches washed up and ain't no fucking soaping ball.
Oh,
Uh!
it's every
So
hood
sorry.
nigga dream fantasizing about Nicki and B. Curvalicious.
Curvalicious, pussy swerve delicious. Mayday, mayday, earth the bitches. Slap
Slap
these
these
hoes on
hoes
their
on their
ass like
ass
they
like
birthing
birthing
bitches.
bitches.
The
The
queen of
queen of
rap,
rap,
slaying with
playing
Queen
with
B.
Queen B.
If you
If
ain't
you
on the
ain't on the
team, you
team,
playing for
you
Team
for Team
D. Cause we
D.
A-listers, we pay sisters. This much right
What's
here
right
done
here?
phase
Face
wizards.
with
I
I
confess I
can
woke up
up
like this.
like this.
All this
All
ass
this
on
ass
this
on my
gun like this.
this.
All this
All
ass
this
on
ass
that
on that
flawless
flawless
dick.
dick.
Instagram under
Instagram
the
with a
flawless
flawless
pic.
tip.
Flawless titties
Flawless
with these
titties. You got
flawless
all
scissors.
these
You got
bitches.
all them hundreds. You got
You got
all them
all
pieces
these
of the
bitches.
flawless bitches.
All the pretty bitches. Bad bitches. Girl, yeah. How did we even get
On
there?
my Disney.
Okay. Sky Ferreira, I
Here's the
think
thing.
that was crazy. The fact that's on a Beyonce song,
Yeah,
I
like I
can't.
don't know.
I can't.
Nikki, I will say, Nikki versus just take over you. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's undeniable. Okay, but anyway, back to Sky Ferreira. I think that you should listen to her because she has this one song called "I Blame Myself" that I think is so funny because the video, I love white girls that are in awkward situations. It's like her and like
Yes, you do.
this. It's like her in like for some reason her hair is black and she has like a mullet and she's like in the hood with all these black people and I think it's so funny because like what are you doing? But she has the gag is she makes incredible pop music. She just does. And her album is a certified pop classic in my opinion. Like it's incredible. It's incredible. And that's why I think
Period.
people still pay attention to her. She is I mean, I
That's why
saw her
she's
like
still
a few years
showing
ago.
off of it.
Yeah, she's not even touring, she's more festival. And when I saw her, she was fine, but she
Ooh.
allegedly came late. She recently she like did a couple songs again, like over again, like a couple times. But anyway, shout out to Sky Ferreira. I hope you get free from Capital's shackles soon.
Period. Okay, so my second song, which will be my first song in spirit. Um, this is
Make a nigga.
who?
Never mind.
You know what? I don't
Or
know.
check it
I
out
don't
with
even
Nicki
know.
Minaj and Will I Am. He goes, "This is Make a nigga."
Oh, I don't
Sorry,
remember that.
I'm
I do
crying. I'm
remember.
so crying.
Sometimes it's just me and all my bottles all alone.
Hey,
I ain't coming back this time. Anyway, my second song is called Cybernaut by Tonto's Expanding Headband.
I
Now,
hope everyone understands that. Like, I thought I had good music taste, but Riley just it's just incomparable. Like, goddamn, where do you get these fucking
I, don't-
songs from?
I literally okay. So like,
Wait, say
what
it again.
people?
I'm writing it down. What did you say?
It's called Cybernaut. Cybernaut by Tonto's Expanding Headband.
Like, I just feel like this podcast
This
is ridiculous. Like, how did you come? Like, what?
okay.
So
I
wait, before
okay.
I say this, I just need everyone listening to understand that Riley Williams needs to be in somebody's music room, music consulting something. Like Riley is so fucking the knowledge that you have of music is so vast. You need to be getting paid to do music somehow, and I'm just tired of the slander. So at the very least, please send this to everyone you know so we can widen our net so somebody who has a job for both of us, I'm gonna include myself for this, can
Clock
get
it.
us where we need to go. Sorry, keep going.
Clock it. Well, first of all, I appreciate that. That's very kind. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I literally, instead of going outside or having friends or talking to people, I was inside listening to and reading about music. So
Mm,
this is like what I do. So
period. Well, I had
this,
friends, so
so Tonto is Tonto's expanding headband is the name of the artist or whatever.
wow,
Tonto is TONTO, which stands for the Original New Timbral Orchestra.
work.
This is basically a giant synthesizer that was built in 1969 by if you've ever heard of like a Moog synthesizer, Moog.
Hmm.
This is like a very famous brand of synthesizer. You definitely have heard it used in songs. I can't think of anything like off the top of my head, but this song is basically just a giant Moog synthesizer. So this guy and two other people, they created this big ass fucking computer, like because this is like a giant thing that probably took up like an
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
room.
yeah. Wait, I know what this is. Keep going.
You,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, slay. So they made this giant ass synthesizer. And this album that the song Cybernaut is on is called Zero Time. And it's just basically the two guys who created the synthesizer essentially just figuring out what the fuck it could do. Just
Mm,
like playing with it and seeing what noises it could make. This song Cybernaut is, excuse me, this song Cybernaut is the first and I would say most accessible of the songs on this album. Now, the reason that I know who this is because Stevie Wonder, of course, everybody loves Stevie Wonder. I was just looking for something. This is like in middle school, maybe. I was just trying to figure out somebody else to get into. So I started listening to Stevie Wonder. And then I listened to his, I believe it's 1971 album called Music of My Mind. And it blew me away because it was like the earliest example I had ever found of like a black person singing with synthesizers or using synthesizers in really any kind of way at all. And
mm-hmm.
it's sort of this album, Music of My Mind by Stevie Wonder, it sort of reminded me of the sounds of Late Registration by Kanye West. That album, for some reason, those two albums are linked in my head
Mm-hmm.
sonically. So I had to figure out what was it about Music of My Mind that was so special. Like, what is this sound that I feel like I've heard my whole life? This is apparently Tonto, this specific synthesizer, is what Stevie Wonder used to make this album, which in turn inspired like basically anytime you heard a black person use a synth in the 70s, it was probably this thing. I'm talking like, For the Love of You, that little do 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 do. It's Ozzy Brother song. You'll know it. Drifting on a memory.
Okay.
Woo! You know that song. The noise that's in the beginning of that
Yeah.
song.
So
I think that's this like instrument
oh wow, okay. So I
or
actually know
whatever.
about this instrument because I read a New York Magazine article about the guy. It was either the guy that made it or like used it a lot. I'm listen, it was a couple years ago, so my memory's a little fuzzy. But I do remember I was gonna actually mention Stevie Wonder if you didn't, because they talked about how like Stevie Wonder used this machine for his album and like just how like it worked and like the history of it. So actually, yeah, when you said Tonto, I was like, wait, what? But yeah, I know about this machine, and I don't, to my
Yes, and
knowledge,
like it's like foundational. Like it feels like you hear it and you feel like it's a part of you because it really is so.
Is it still a thing? Like, does it still exist?
I think, okay, so from what I have read, it was apparently officially retired in 1980, and
Mm.
I think it was bought by the main guy from Devo, Whip It Real Good.
Mm.
I think he has it, maybe to date. I don't know. He had it
Okay,
at one
well,
point. I don't really know what happened after that point.
if you know where it
But
is, let us know.
girl, can I see it? If you
Yeah,
know, give me a tour. But this song specifically, it's just sort of maybe two different kind of chord progressions and maybe some background noises, but the sound of this synthesizer is so amazing, and to me it just feels like the kind of wonder and curiosity that you get looking around like a Home Depot. What the fuck is this? Like, oh, like it invokes that. And
Mm.
this particular instrument is the foundation for a lot of the songs that I would have chosen, because like synthesizers, like Twinkling Lights, this kind of song and this instrument sort of epitomizes what I feel like that sounds like. So, ending my little rant here, Tonto's Expanding Headband, Cybernaut is a song. Check it out. It's a great song.
Wow. I don't know that song specifically, or maybe I do and don't know it, but I wow, that's period. I can't have nothing to contribute because you said it all. Um, my oh shit, sorry, I'm writing these down because I don't want to have to text you afterwards for the playlist. But I forgot my own song. So my last song kind of rounds out this feeling of sadness, weariness, cup. Oh my god, in addition to like this airy, light, bouncy, almost futuristic sound that we get when we feel when we feel and get when we go to the light section. And so my last song is Oblivion by Grimes. Um,
Great song. That's a great choice.
yeah.
That's a great choice.
Um,
It makes sense.
right? Like, I don't know. It just made sense. It was actually one of the first songs I thought of. Specifically because of the bounciness in the beat. Like, it just sounds like it would look like lights just like flickering, you know?
And it's also kind of warm at the same time. Like, I
Yeah.
love it.
It's warm and cold somehow at the same time. And the fact that this song is about like um assault and like how she felt unsafe walking down the street and
Down.
how she wanted to make this almost like power pop song of like standing in her femininity and like feeling strong in it is just like beautiful, and that makes sense when you see the video because she's just like surrounded by a bunch of like masculine men and all of these things.
The masculine men be in Home Depot.
Shit, maybe that's where we gotta go to find a man.
I've seen them. They be in Home Depot and they be in Mexican restaurants at like 12 a.m. 12, and they
I
be in
work
like Mexican restaurants at like noon.
I can't. I work by a Lowe's. Maybe I should go in there. Um but I the song is incredible. Actually, so Grimes is an artist that I got into during quarantine. I was always very turned off to her because aesthetically she just looks dirty, or she did for a while. And I just didn't like that. And I was just like, I don't really care what she got going on over there. She needs to take a shower. Um and then I like finally
I hate to
listened.
say I understand, but I do.
Everyone understands. She looks dirty. But the more I learned
Post
about her and
Malone.
the more songs I listened of hers, I was like, oh, okay, undeniably I understand. Like she's making great pop music, or at least she was. Um, because Art Angels and Oblivion are incredible. Period. Just it is what it is. But you know, she's a character. But she'll always have this song. Period.
Period.
Like
Damn.
she, at the end of the day, you got to respect her. Like this is an incredible, 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 incredible song. And
And
it
you
just
can literally never take that away from her.
ever,
There's
and
a
that sucks.
you can literally clock her for so many other things, but she will always have this song.
And a couple of others too. Like there are like three or four grime songs where I'm like, undeniably, she will always have my respect because of this
Pink
song.
ink instead of good, baby pink behind all of the dust. Crazy thing, in the hole in your heart. Crazy thing, that we all
That's
apart.
mostly Janelle Monáe though. So here we are in the
Okay, let me ask you something about that song. Is
yes.
she singing? Is Grimes singing in that song, or
Mhm.
did Grimes just help produce it?
No,
Because
she's
I do
singing.
not. Where is she singing? Because I cannot recognize her
She's like a
voice.
little bit in the chorus, and I think just more in the background.
Okay, word.
I agree. It's hard to hear her, but like you have to just listen and just like really listen for her voice because it's very subtle. Like you can't really tell. But I also think she might be in the "Here we are in the car," and then like only in the background though.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah,
Because Janelle Monae is a singer,
singer.
a singer, excuse me, not a singer, a vocalist,
Period.
someone
All
who
right, what's your
vocalizes.
song?
But my next song, or excuse me, my final song, is called "Test It" by Erica DeCassier. I think I'm saying that last name right. "Test It" by Erica DeCassier. Now, this song once again has sort of a sparkly, sort of bright synthesizery sounds that I felt uh, echoed a light visual thing. And also, like I said, she's literally saying, "You want to test it, baby, before you buy the whole store." Oh no, that's okay. I'm about to give you a sample. Like it's very like sexy, and it's about a store, and
Tongue in
like
cheek.
all the sexy men be in Home Depot. So I'm like done. Like it's done.
Yeah.
Cause I've seen them, and I look, no shade. If you're a man and you are like worried about gay men like checking you out, I'm the gay man that you're worried about. Because be looking. I be I be looking. I'm sorry.
I'm
So
crying.
like,
You're not
you
beating
know
that
what?
with
Home
anything.
Depot may not be a safe space for you once I'm in that bitch, because I'm
Oh
going
my
to at
god.
least look at you in your face and look you up and down. And if you can't handle that, then I'm sorry. But they be in there.
And I wouldn't know. I do not go to Home Depot, but maybe
They
I will
be
now.
yeah. And
I
they
don't know, but
and then they be at for the never mind. Let me shut the fuck up.
don't give all the recipes now. You got to save them for yourself.
Right, let me shut the fuck up. Let me not blow up my
Because if I
spot.
find out where they at, I'm not telling nobody. Fuck that.
Screaming.
Well, that is cruel. I don't know that song,
Oh yeah,
but
I should maybe let's talk a little about so Erica DeCassier. I feel like a lot of her music is sort of very chill, very sensual. She's sort of a whisper girly, but her production, as always, people really fail to give producers the credit that they deserve because they literally make the song. They don't even have they make or break the song, but they literally make the song in a literal sense. Um, so I feel like all of her productions are very chill, very sort of atmospheric, flowy, and I just live for her. So do you know Erica? You know of her, right? Um, I just wanna do my thing, go to the club to the early morning, jump around like ain't nobody watching. I don't really care that my baby calling. I think that's like her most popular song.
I don't think
It's
so.
literally called "Do My Thing."
I know
Um,
Erica DeCesar.
who?
Well, she's a singer.
Erica Badu.
No, Erica DeCesar.
Oh, that's Jill Scott.
Whoop.
What's Erica Badu?
Oh, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
But I keep moving, I'm rolling. I'm a recovering undercover overlover.
Okay, we have to move on. This
Yeah,
is
that's my
getting
final
good.
song.
Okay, great. Well, let's recap our songs.
Recovering
Oh, I
from.
went first.
Okay.
Um, so the first song was "Green Light" by Lord,
All right. My first song was "Light Me Up" by Reilee.
and
Let me
then
forgetting.
no, literally. And then it was "Lost in My Bedroom" by Sky Ferreira.
My second song was "Cybernaut" by Tonto's Expanding Headband.
And my last song was "Oblivion" by Grimes.
My final song is "Tested" by Erica DeCassier. Get it to them. Links in the description. Mwah.
Mwah. Okay, and our question this week, question for queers, is from Michael K. And he says, if you could turn back time and experience a song go number one,
You could turn back time.
I knew you were going to do that.
You could find a way.
If you could turn back
We've
time and
been recording for a long time, y'all. I'm so sorry.
no, it's getting delirious. It's we're entering delirium. So, if you could turn back time and experience a song go number one on the charts, what song would it be? Do you have an answer?
Okay, so while I was technically alive,
Mm,
because I didn't really, I have an answer. So I was technically alive, but I would go back to witness "We Belong Together" go number one,
oh wow.
and then because I'm time traveling, so I'm changing history, and
Mhm.
I would be the person to make "Shake It Off" go number one for like 1 week
Instead, yeah,
because I think it deserves.
because she blocked herself from that happening.
Because that week she blocked she "We Belong Together" was number one for like 3 months, and "Shake It Off" was like number two.
Yeah.
So I would just like go buy like 100 more copies of that song or something. Like I don't know what I would have to do, but I would like change.
I agree. It deserves to go number one too. And I mean, I think we both are of the mind that "We Belong Together" is like somehow overrated or like overplayed, even though it's like such a good song and
No
probably.
shade. I give my life anytime that song is played.
Oh,
Like
I do
some
too. I do
like I
too. But
get
it's
it.
like I just don't listen to that song ever. Like
I really
I really
it's not
don't.
on the playlist. It's not on a regular playlist for sure.
That's what I mean that in that way, like not overrated in like a bad way. Just like I don't listen to that
If
song.
people are listening to Mariah Carey,
They're
they're
listening to,
probably listening to "We Belong
but
Together."
not me. Boots. Okay, so my answer is actually a little bit earlier, and I would say I want to see Honey go number one.
Not as most choosing Mariah
I
songs.
know because I want to see like I wish I was a fan like from the beginning and like watched her career go from like Tommy era like pop 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 and then like her taking a leap of faith and like releasing this like R&B album and like trusting herself and then like as a fan like seeing it go number one like I can only imagine, you know what I mean, like she's free, she's allowed, she's like she's doing all the things, um and I just feel like I would be so happy for her and so proud of her.
I just came up with a second choice. My second choice would be I would go see, not go see, but I would see "When Doves Cry" hit number one because then I would be able to buy. I would like be able to start like a collection of like all the stuff that he released at that time because like that my favorite like Prince produced thing, I believe, I think this is still true, is like the Apollonia 6 album, which is like the girl group from the Purple Rain movie. They released an album like that year. It's fucking insane. Um so like I would be able to buy all of that fresh, hot off the presses, honey. And then also just be able to live in the 80s. Imagine being on a private jet in the 80s and you could just like walk around and do whatever because it's the 80s.
I know. Or
Girl,
like
literally, you take whatever the fuck you want on the plane.
girl smoking everything,
Mm.
girl. Like, huh?
Girl,
I
what? It's
cannot
a
believe you
private jet.
smoke on a plane. That's
Literally, I'm not even getting patted down or nothing. I'm walking in this bitch like it's the Kroger,
like a private
like it's
jet.
the
You could just do
Publix.
that in a regular airport.
Can you?
Yes, you could. At that like TSA like wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Anyway,
Just walk in this bitch like it's the DMV, like it's
yeah.
some
And
a
just
place
jump
that you
in.
walk in.
Girl, Kevin Costner or not Kevin Costner. What the fuck?
Which who is that?
Kevin from Home
Ke-
Alone is what I'm trying to say. Um, he got
Kevin
lost
Costner
twice.
is
An actor.
no, I'm saying who is he? Is he Footloose? That's Kevin Bacon.
That's Kevin Bacon. I don't know who Kevin Costner.
Um,
He's an actor, I
Okay.
think. But sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty
Um,
sure he's an actor.
yeah, girl. Yeah. I'd also change history and make glitter go number one. But that's an album.
Right.
Yeah, so those are our answers. I think those are good.
That's
It's
a
funny
great
that
answer. I mean,
both
it's
of our
not a great answer. That's a great question.
yeah.
I like that question. Thank
Michael.
you, Michael.
If you have a question, you can send
Do
them
you want to get
to
married? I'm kidding.
you and me. We're already married.
Huh?
You don't remember our
Don't
anniversary? I'm just kidding.
listen. My hoes gonna get mad if you talk about our wedding in public, babe. I told you that's like it's like
Oh my
you
god.
know,
The amount of gay men I have that are cheating on me.
girl. The amount of women that I'm cheating with.
You think you
Let
know
me tell
that.
you something. I feel like throughout my whole life, the we might have had this conversation earlier, but I feel like the girls are the ones who find me fine. If you're a girl and you find me fine, let me know. If you're a boy and you find me fine, ignore me.
Maybe you need to have your no, don't ignore you, girl. Get in the DMs. Me too.
Period.
Okay, yeah. So call to action. Your the listeners marching orders. Listen to the playlists. Donate at the links below, and also try if you are a man that wants to date me or Reilee, please slide in our DMs. And if you know a man,
Don't.
don't.
I mean, listen. Do your best.
I thought you wanted a man. What?
Yeah, sure, but not just any old man. But give it a shot. What's the worst I can say? No,
Right. Well, okay.
I can say
Anyway.
worse, but I'm not going
I
to.
would say slide in my DMs if you meet the following criteria: have a job,
Boom.
um, read regularly,
Ooh, boom.
consider yourself to have
Read.
consider yourself to have good music taste, and slash or are
And slash
bisexual.
or are bisexual. So your music taste could be shitty as long as you're bisexual.
No, the bisexual is the optional one.
Oh,
Yeah,
was and or
like if you are bisexual and if you are or if you are bis. Oh, I guess yeah. So to clarify, the bisexual part is the optional one.
optional be
Be bisexual.
bisexual.
What are your qualifications?
Let me see. Job, big booty. Girl, we hope you enjoyed this podcast. I certainly did. God bless you all.
God bless you all.
Like and subscribe,
Go to the
comment.
Fixture section of Home Depot and listen to these songs.
Yeah. Link in the description. We love you. Thank you.
Songs 4. Songs 4. Songs 4. Songs 4.